TFA fam, what is going on? I have some player props for you for the NFL Conference Championship weekend. Hopefully, the games this weekend are as good as last week. Tom was unable to be here with us. I do want to throw the props that he gave me out for you guys. Over on DraftKings, he likes some of the profit boost and some of the same game parlays. So, kicking things off with the profit boost, Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns, which goes from minus 180 up to plus 100 if you opt into that. And then under the same game parlays, he has one for each game. For the AFC game, Tom is taking Jamar Chase over 69.5 and T. Higgins over 59.5. Those are alternate lines, obviously, and if you take that as a parlay, though, it boosts those odds up to plus 135. And over on the NFC side, he's taking both Debo and Odell over 39.5 receiving yards, and that pays out at plus 105 odds. For myself, I have two tight end props that I like and a quarterback prop. For the tight ends first, I really like CJ Uzomah over 35.5 on FanDuel, 36.5 on DK. The Chiefs during the regular season gave up the 15th most receiving yards to tight ends. Probably would have been worse had it not been for a super soft tight end schedule they had over the second half of the season. But for Uzomah, over his last 4 games, he has targets of 7, 6, 6, and 8. He's been getting more involved. It's kind of sporadic during the regular season, but we've seen his involvement increase over the past couple of games. And also, if we just turn the clocks back to week 17, that was the Jamar Chase dominance game. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's not going to go for 260 again in this one. So I think some of that goodness from Joe Burrow is going to be spread around. So I really like CJ Uzomah over his receiving total. The second tight end I like for a lot of the same reasons is Tyler Higbee over 39.5 on FanDuel, 40.5 on his receiving over on DK. We've seen Higbee become more involved over the past couple of weeks. Over his last 6 games, he has seen fewer than 6 targets just once, and he has actually gone over his prop yardage total every single week during that 6-game span as well. Much like I was saying with Jamar Chase and CJ Uzomah, I think we see a similar dynamic here between the offense and the defense, between Cooper Kupp and that San Fran defense. We really saw San Fran double up on Devontae Adams after that first drive in last week's game. I think we see the same thing here between San Fran's defense and Kupp. Kupp went over 100 yards in both of the matchups during the regular season. I think it's going to open things up for Tyler Higbee and the rest of that offense. And the last one I have for you, I was going back and forth between Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Really wasn't sure which one to take, so why don't I just take the guy who's going to be distributing the ball to both of them, and that is obviously Patrick Mahomes. I like his passing yard over at 290.5. If we look at this Bengals defense, they let 7 quarterbacks go over this 290.5 mark against them during the regular season. Derek Carr hit them for 310 in the wild card weekend. They've given up the 3rd most receptions of 20-plus yards. We know this Kansas City offense is explosive. They rank 24th in Football Outsiders pass DVOA. And then, the little cherry on the top here is that this game total opened up at 50, and that has been bet up to 54.5 in most places. So I think we see this game live up to expectations, and I think we see another really fun and exciting game for the AFC Championship. That is going to wrap it up for the Conference Championship Prop Talk. Really appreciate you guys joining me. Don't forget to join our absolutely free Discord. We're going to be talking about different props and bets and things like that over there. And the content's definitely not going to stop. We have a lot of Dynasty NFL draft stuff coming up for you guys. Obviously, the DFS with Super Bowl week as well coming up. So make sure you hit that subscribe and that like button, and we'll see you all very soon.